over here. They're saying someone's got a bomb in Mike Costello's office.
Hello?
Where's the bomb at, do you know?
Yeah, he said he had some on his body, the man that was there.
Okay, can you give me a description of him?
It's a white male and a white female. Three of them in there with the attorney.
Okay.
And he said he had a bomb on his body.
Did the male have any kind of facial hair?
I don't know. I was scared to look at him.
Police say a man and woman entered the office of Statesboro attorney Michael Hastillo just after 9 o'clock Monday morning. Minutes later, Hastillo was taken hostage.
I'm not stable. All right, I'm under a lot of stress. I am tired and I am wired. Wait. Y'all need a demonstration? I'll get you a goddamn demonstration. Hang up the phone.
I received a call about this incident. I was advised that a white male and female couple had entered a local attorney's office in downtown Statesboro and had taken the attorney and staff hostage in that office. I initiated the activation of SWAT and negotiation teams to that location. There was a one-story building next door to the courthouse and across the street from the attorney's office where we began additional planning, setting up the perimeter, placing those tactical team members, and conducting the negotiations with the hostage takers.
Georgia State Patrol negotiator Lieutenant Andy Carrier is dispatched to Statesboro.
It was on Martin Luther King Day in 2006. I jumped in my patrol car and I headed towards Statesboro. And I get there, and all I could think of was it looked like a movie set. Basically, the city of Statesboro was shut down. They took me through the command center, and it looks like Wall Street, just people everywhere. And then I walked into the negotiations room, and you could hear a pin drop. It was so quiet.
A man named Robbie Brower has stormed into a Statesboro attorney's office, and he's claiming to have a bomb. Responding officers have been passed a note from inside the building.
Robbie had just gotten out of prison. I knew that Mike had defended Robbie about 11 years prior in an aggravated assault case.
In 1995, Robbie Brower was convicted of attacking his former brother-in-law with a claw hammer. Mike Costello, who was assigned to Robbie's case at the time, advised his client to plead guilty. Robbie was sentenced to 5 years in jail as a result. Now, 6 years after being released, Robbie wants revenge.
He felt like he was done wrong. He was not represented as best as he could have been in his eyes. So he wanted some retribution. He wanted a new day in court. He wanted some payback.
Despite his claims of ineffective counsel being dismissed on appeal, Robbie Brower still blames his attorney for his imprisonment and now has taken him hostage. Robbie's new wife, Connie, is his partner in crime. With downtown Statesboro locked down, the cops urgently need a way to get material to and from the Browers.
Robots are a great tool to use in tactical situations such as this. They can enter an area and actually clear it, or in this case, you don't want to approach very closely due to the threat of explosives.
Connie Brower delivers a small package to the robot, the contents of which are immediately examined by bomb technicians at the staging area.
It's the real thing. No. ID.
We retrieved bomb-making materials with the robot. If an explosion had happened, and depending on what they had, there's a very good chance that we could have been hurt where we were.
Knowing that they're dealing with a violent ex-offender who's armed with what appears to be viable explosive material, police waste no time in trying to establish contact with the hostage takers.
There was a Statesboro negotiator named Scott Brunson. He had just gone through training, negotiator training. He was the first negotiator.
Negotiator Scott Brunson throws a SWAT phone through the office window.
Hello?
Hey, Robbie, it's Scott.
Hey, Connie Scott. Right. Well, here's the thing, okay? My point is that y'all don't understand, all right, that I've waited 11 years for justice.
Right.
All right? I've suffered through so much.
Right.
You know, we're not doing this for the news. We're just doing this for justice, and if they get the wrong opinion, there's not going to be any justice.
The police are dealing with a rare scenario. Hostage takers who are also a married couple, but they need to stay focused. The first step in the negotiation is to establish the suspect's list of demands.
Well, here's the thing, okay? Believe it or not, I've already tried to talk to the press about all the paperwork that I've sent the press, politicians, the governor's office, the president's office. This bitch right here said that if you take the 4 years probation, you can go home with your family. Duh.
Yeah.
Boy, I was a goddamn sucker.
Well,
okay, but I'm not right down.
In addition to a new trial and a cleared record, Robbie Brower demands to be put in touch with his daughter, Brittany.
A governor's pardon. And I mean a pardon for what I'm doing right now, all the way back to when this son of a bitch got me screwed up. Now, if they'll drop all that there and just give me a new trial, I'll even go for that. They ain't even got to give me a damn trial. Just cut me totally loose. I want it off my record, okay?
Right.
And it really ain't all about me.
Right.
Okay? I don't want to forget Brittany.
When Robbie had gotten out of prison, his life just continued in this downward spiral. Couldn't keep a job. His ex-wife would not let him see Brittany. And he was wanting to be able to, make contact with whoever it was in order to see her.
This is about our family. This is about what they tore apart. And they took my daughter. I ain't giving up. I'm an innocent man. Innocent man don't give up. And our rights is not negotiable. I've waited 11 years just to let her know that I didn't mean to sign her parental rights over to her freaking mama.
Right.
Speaking with family members is a common demand from hostage takers. We really try to avoid it if we possibly can. We have to consider the possibility that this is a goodbye to a family member. Most common tactic would be a delaying tactic. We can't find that person or they're not here yet.
I heard Robbie mention about his daughter. What did you say about that?
I'm still working on that. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You know how Chatham County is.
When I arrived in Statesboro, you really couldn't see much. You could tell that there was a buzz in the air. I hooked up with Mike's parents and some other friends and got as close as I could to where things were happening. The bomb was the scariest part, and of course this guy must be crazy to kidnap somebody. I absolutely felt helpless.
Hours pass as negotiators try to build a rapport with the hostage takers. They know that Mike's safety depends on persuading his captors to surrender peacefully. Outside Statesboro City Hall, Police Chief Stan York holds a press conference.
They did send out a list of demands. The biggest thing is he's seeking justice for past crimes he was convicted of. Our dialogue's open and ongoing.
Police here in Statesboro held a news conference about 1 hour ago. It was short and to the point. They said they are negotiating with the hostage takers, but they admit they have not made much progress so far.
Hello?
Hey, Connie, it's Scott.
All right. Now, you had a conference this afternoon. Okay? The TV cameras that are there. Okay? And they just need to know he's prisoner of justice.
Okay.
He's not a hostage.
Okay.
I'm not a goddamn terrorist. Okay? This is a prisoner of justice.
Okay.
Okay? Now y'all hear me.
Okay.
It's not no terrorist activity.
That's what
I
he
am
said.
a victim of it.
Okay, and I'll clarify that,
Now
okay?
straighten this out.
I will, Robbie,
He's
okay?
not a hostage.
Okay. I promise you I'll straighten it out, okay?
He's not a hostage.
Okay.
Prisoner of this war that's been declared against me.
With Robbie becoming more and more agitated, officers decide to swap out negotiators.
How are you doing, Connie?
Hanging in there.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate you bearing with me. And, we've been going at this since, early this morning. I'm going to take a break myself, but I've got my partner here. His name is Darnell King, okay? You can call him TK.
This is physically and emotionally taxing even for the negotiators. I think at that time it was Sergeant King with the crisis negotiations team.
Hey, TK.
Hey, it's TK. Look here, I'm here to try to help solve this situation here. We're trying to get some justice for Robbie.
There always is a sense of urgency. But again, it's like a chess match. Never let him see you sweat, so to speak.
With no sign that Robbie and Connie are going to let him go, Mike takes desperate measures.
Mike just tried something.
What do you mean?
He tried to run. Okay? We've been nothing but nice. I turned my back for a second. Everybody's got to behave.
Of course, that created agitation with the suspects. They engaged in a struggle with him and restrained him to a chair.
And I thought that they were going to do something to Mike, either hurt him or kill him.
As tensions escalate following Mike's failed escape attempt, the threat of an explosion is getting even more real.
We notified the tactical team that was occurring. They were preparing to make entry before the situation calmed back down.
We've been nothing but kind to him while he tried to run from us. I'm glad he didn't make us hurt him. He almost did, okay?
So y'all don't try me no more. Nobody don't try me.
Desperate to appease his captors, Mike pretends to arrange a request for a retrial for Robbie. He persuades the Browers to let him speak to the negotiators.
Hey, Mike, it's TK.
Hi, TK. Let me tell you some developments that I've had. I'm in the process of drafting an extraordinary motion for new trial, which I believe one of the Superior Court judges here locally can sign.
Mike needs to convince his captors that he really is trying to get Robbie a new trial.
They were talking about having a document written up. It was a fictitious document written up to where it looked official. If I'm a hostage, my end goal is to not be a hostage anymore, to be released. So how credible is Mike? Initially, my first reaction was, this is not going to work. This is going to hurt us more than it's going to help us.
Hello?
Hey, Robbie. Yeah, y'all got the letter ready?
No.
Well,
they're still typing on it.
we need to go and get the ball rolling, okay?
Okay, listen here. You ain't gonna start rushing me.
Well, I'm not rushing, right? But if we want to get this resolved tonight, we need to go and get the ball rolling.
Okay, well, I've been waiting 11 years for this. Y'all can wait until I'm damn ready.
Well,
let's get the ball rolling.
Knowing that they had bombs and bomb-making materials was unsettling.
Oh, as this incident continued, I think probably nerves get a little raw on both ends of the conversation. At some point, rapport seemed to be breaking down between Sergeant King and the Browers.
Hello?
Hi, Connie?
Yes.
Okay, y'all got the letter ready?
We're working on it. You're pushing too hard, TK.
Well,
okay, we want to make sure it's done correctly.
Right.
You don't need to push so much because that's what you're doing. We're working on this. Okay, we're not just here twiddling our thumbs. Okay? And the attitude really needs to change.
Well, the thing is with that, Mike's gonna need to come out with the letter to show that it's all valid and everything like that. I mean,
No, he doesn't, TK. No, he doesn't. Read your manual, TK. Read your manual. This is not how you talk to me. Okay, and if you can't talk to me, I'm not stupid. Okay, you better get Scott or somebody else who knows how to talk on the phone to me. Because you absolutely don't. That's enough for tonight. And when I want to talk to you, I'll call you. You can't be pushing and you can't be trying to negotiate because his rights aren't negotiable. Okay, so you need to get patience. Okay, you have no patience. Okay?
You don't need a demonstration.
Wait.
I'll get you a demonstration.
Attorney Mike Costello, who has been taken hostage by a vengeful former client, urgently needs to keep his bomb-wielding captors calm.
When you have explosives mentioned in this type of incident, that's definitely a concern.
To me, it was a coin flip at best whether he'd make it out. But I just knew that he would be quick on his feet and try to get out of it somehow.
Mike gets on the phone to the police negotiator.
TK?
Yes,
Okay. Come on, man. Scott didn't work this way with us, and none of this bargaining stuff. You got to listen to what we want. Mr. Brower has been very explicit about these requests. We want those documents signed by a judge so he can have a new trial. He wants to be able to speak with his daughter, Brittany, and locate her.
Well, that's been a problem for us as well, trying to locate him, Mike.
That's some goddamn enough. I will give you a demonstration, you dumb bastard. Now do what you goddamn told.
With negotiations at breaking point, Lieutenant Andy Carrier picks up the phone.
I took over at about the 12-hour mark. It is a lot like starting over again, because for them, this is someone that they have to learn all over again.
Lieutenant Carrier has to tread carefully. A single wrong word now could tip Robbie over the edge and jeopardize Mike's chances of making it out alive.
The first tactic for me was building trust and rapport. You do that by getting to know them, by letting them get to know you a little bit. You don't ask for the big things right off the bat.
Hello, Andy.
Hey, Robbie.
Hello, sir.
Just a new set of ears. I know part of what's going on, and, I can definitely empathize with your situation. I have a 12-year-old son. He lives over in South Carolina. I've been through a divorce. I had to deal with a bitch from hell for a while. So, I can...
Was her name Donna?
No, it sure wasn't.
You know my ex-wife?
No,
Shame on you, mister.
In negotiations tactics, sharing personal information is a proven strategy for getting suspects to reveal more about themselves.
I know when I took over, seems like they knew half my life story pretty quickly. They knew who I worked for. They knew I originally was from Vermont. They knew that I went to the same mall that Connie had gone to as a kid. They knew a lot. I didn't mind sharing that with them.
Like I said, I'm not trying to piss anyone off, but just being realistic, you don't think it's late to be waking up judges and getting them to sign off on things?
They've had 11 years, sir. They've had 11 years to look at my case, and everybody just turned their back on me, okay?
Well,
I ain't trying to piss nobody off either, right? I'm saying that it's a little late to be trying to get me pissed off again, okay? Because I ain't got hardly to give up except attitude. I've been waiting 11 years for justice.
Right.
Lieutenant Carrier's rapport with the Browers is on the line. He decides to call in respected criminal attorney Lovett Bennett to persuade the hostage takers that Robbie will get a retrial. In reality, the retrial plan is a deception aimed at persuading the hostage takers to surrender.
I was downtown about 3 blocks away from Mike's office. My heart went out to Mike as soon as I heard this.
Hey, Robbie.
Hey.
Got a proposal for you that Lovett Bennett
Yes?
is on the way. Or you want to talk to him to get some good, unbiased legal information?
Yes.
Okay. If he comes here, we'll let you talk to him.
What am I going to do for you?
The hostage takers hang up and discuss giving up some of their weapons. But there's something they don't realize.
The throw phone that we utilized had an external microphone. When we're offline, we can hear what they're saying.
They want us to give them something. Give them the hammer. Okay. Give them the duffel bag. Give them the duffel bag. But this damn situation as it stands. Alright? I'm trying to let you know you're lost. You ain't got that.
Well, basic negotiations 101, it is yes, we will do this for you, but what are you going to do for us?
It's called the reciprocity principle, and it appears to be working.
Hello?
Andy?
Yeah.
I believe if Robbie can speak to Lovett, we will send the duffel bag out.
Okay, the duffel bag's gonna come first.
Okay.
And we don't want an empty duffel bag. We don't want a hammer in a duffel bag. We don't want a chair in a duffel bag. You know what we want.
Alright, we can't promise you anything right now, Andy, okay?
My rights are not
It's really late.
I don't give a rat's ass if I talk to him or not, but I know that I will talk to some that can.
Alright.
That can do something about this. Either one way or goddamn another, okay? I don't play games, and my rights is non-negotiable, okay? Now, shut up, up.
Andy?
Yeah.
Let's get Lovett here.
Okay, well, Mike,
let me do my
job. Let me talk to Robbie for a minute.
Robbie has built a comfort level with me talking to you guys.
I understand that, but if I can't talk to Robbie, then I'll just hang up.
Talking to the hostage, it went against the grain. This isn't how it's supposed to be. This isn't how it's done. This isn't a textbook hostage situation. I got a little frustrated at Mike at the time. Do I believe that Mike could have, at that time, hindered progress? Absolutely, yes, I do.
Let me tell you this. If you can't help us, I'm gonna hang up and let you think about it. If you're not willing to help us this out in any way, shape, fashion, or form, you're not going to talk to Lovett. So I'm going to hang up.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell you what then. Okay? I'm going to throw you this little phone out here, out the window. Okay? So don't even worry about calling this number again. I don't even give a about talking to you.
That's the only way you have to talk to us.
Hold on. All right.
I don't get you got a surprise coming.
No.
Now, Robbie, Lovett's coming.
Mike.
Yes.
Hey, we're still here.
Let's get Lovett here.
No one's going to talk to him until you talk to Robbie.
Okay.
You talk to Robbie and see what he'll do for us, and he can talk to Lovett.
So that was kind of a power move to tell the suspect, I don't want to talk to you right now. Why don't you think about it? It kind of throws them a curveball and it gets them to thinking.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey.
I'm going to send you something out in a little bit.
Right. Explosives.
Yep.
Okay.
Just know this here. I do make contingencies for stuff. Okay? So just because y'all getting this little bit don't mean you got all my stash.
I understand that.
Okay? Because I still want to be heard, and I want my freedom. And once again, my rights is non-negotiable.
Right. I understand
that. Because I'm not stable. All right? I'm under a lot of stress. I am tired, and I am wired.
We used the bomb squad robot to approach the front doors and retrieve the duffel bag from the hostage taker. Nowhere near the incident being fully resolved, but definitely a step in the right direction.
I was concerned because we didn't know if they still had bomb-making materials.
Determined to build trust with the Browers, Andy upholds his side of the deal. He calls attorney Lovett Bennett into the command center.
We went under the barrier and started heading towards the command center. There were, I'd say, half a dozen to a dozen men in that room. They said, they told me that Brower had indicated he had a bomb. And so I got on the phone.
Hey, Connie, it's Andy. I've got Lovett here, like I promised.
Okay.
Okay. All right, well, here he is.
Thank you.
All right. Connie.
Hello, Mr. Lovett. How are you, sir?
Fine. How are you doing?
Well, as good as can be expected.
I understand.
Trying to hang in there.
I went from, there's no way this is going to work, until I met Lovett.
Appreciate you doing that.
Sure.
Sorry they had to wake you up. I told them not to.
That's all right. Listen, I'd be happy to help. You doing okay?
Yeah, we're doing all right. It's Robbie's hurting. Okay, hold on 1 second. Here he is.
With what Lovett had to offer, he was very believable to the Browers. But he just needed to know some things that were kind of off limits, that things that you don't talk about, things you don't say, and things you do.
The only thing I knew about hostage negotiations before I got there that night is I had read an article years before that said don't ever use words like kill, death, hurt, harm. I wanted him to realize that, if he had a legal problem, I was the guy who could help him out of it.
Robbie, how you doing?
Well, I'm trying to hang in there.
Well, listen, we want you to get out of here. We want everybody to get out of this thing. And I think the world needs Mike, and I'd like to get to know you and Connie. And I think we all got the same goal, and that's to end this thing peacefully.
See, that's where I find myself at now.
Right.
Wondering how could I walk out, Connie and I both walk out of here, okay?
Despite already having served 5 years in prison, Robbie is still holding out hope that he can have his assault case retried and his criminal record cleared. Attorney Lovett Bennett tells the hostage takers that he'll meet with them, but only if they surrender.
It's taken this to get what I want, okay? Somebody to hear my case.
Right.
All right. There's no way I can come out of here without going to jail or dying, okay? And I'd rather die a free man. The ground that I walk on right now is free because I control it, okay?
So when he started talking about I'd rather die as a free man and all this kind of thing, I've heard that before. That was not unusual. And I dealt with it the way I would deal with it with any career criminal, and that was reorienting him, refocusing his thought processes, trying to cut out the bravado, trying to make him be logical.
Though Lovett is not a trained negotiator, his instinct to refocus Robbie's attention is exactly what negotiators are trained to do.
Tell me something. How many children have you got?
I got 2.
Well, this is what I'm telling you.
if we can get this thing resolved, you got a good chance of seeing your daughter graduate from high school and having a normal relationship with her and the younger one.
There was just a ton of tension that you could cut with a knife. You've got, dozens of cops. You've got a guy with a bomb. There's no telling what's going to happen.
Criminal attorney Lovett Bennett maintains the illusion that Robbie will get a retrial.
An extraordinary motion for new trial is a motion that is prepared by a criminal defense lawyer. It can be done, but it ordinarily takes weeks to accomplish. Of course, I didn't discuss all of that with Mr. Brower because I wanted him to feel the immediacy, the need to let Mike out of there.
Lieutenant Carrier finds another way to turn up the heat on the Browers.
At some point, at the 17-hour mark, we had built a lot of trust. So I remember asking someone, what if we tell them that at 6 o'clock, 6 a.m., because we've been doing this for a long time, everyone's tired, the FBI, they're a fresh set of eyes and ears, they're going to take over. And not only are they going to take over in the negotiations, this is now going to become a federal case.
Like I said, we've had various people rotating in and out, like I told you. Well, sometime between 6 and 7, the FBI is going to relieve us. And when they come in here, and if they take this baby over, they can charge you on the federal end. Like I said, right now it's just local and state officers here. And to this point, although it's created a lot of uproar comparatively to the federal system and the way they do things, it's a drop in the bucket, believe me.
We sort of created a little artificial time barrier because I kept saying, if you'll just, if you'll get this to a head in the next hour, hour and a half, we can work this out a whole lot better than once the feds get involved.
I'm telling you, from my perspective as a criminal defense lawyer, if I can get this thing done in the next couple of hours, hour and a half, keep the feds out of it, you've got a terrific chance of getting something worked out.
Going back to that external microphone that they didn't know about, we could hear what was going on when we were offline, when the phone was hung up.
If we walk out together, okay? I will walk and meet with you together with Lovett. I got a spot team out here to make sure that don't happen. No, I disagree. They can't take a random shot at you if you walk up in the surrender position. That's a violation of civil rights. If they take you out, your heirs can sue the federal government for every bang they got.
At 6 a.m., they decided that they would surrender.
They did exit the attorney's office and came out into the street. As the arrest team from Savannah Chatham approached him, he became very nervous and bolted back towards the attorney's office.
Guys, you need to get straight out in front of us. That aggression and that, see your hands, they're screaming and yelling. They need to be calm like we're calm. We don't have any weapons, I promise you, okay? And I don't want any screaming. I don't want any yelling. I'm gonna pull these guys back in if we have screaming.
I believe that Mike was trying to help us and not help them. But, you do what you have to do to get out of those situations.
You don't have time to react to your own emotions. You have to be ready to respond.
Just let me run the show, okay? And you walk forward if you let me fall. Okay? We're coming out now! We're coming out! We got our hands off!
I walk outside and I hear the Savannah SWAT team, one of the members giving the Browers and Mike the loud verbal commands on what to do during the arrest. And it just seems so loud.
With no way of knowing whether Robbie is carrying a concealed bomb, SWAT officers watch for any sudden movements.
Put the hands up! Move out! Hands up! Move out to the street! Move to the street. Walk it up. Stop right there. Stop. All right, get on your knees. Get on your knees.
As the arrest team approached him, they were using verbal commands. That caused him to become very, very nervous.
Cross your legs. Lay face down, please.
Hold on, no, Robbie, go! Robbie, down, Robbie, stay.
This led to a high level of agitation on the part of Mr. Browder.
Don't do
One of the marksmen from the Savannah Chatham team actually took a shot at Mr. Browder.
And then I remember Robbie yelling and screaming towards the arrest team.
Back up! Back up! You're gonna stand back up!
I just remember seeing them get up. Robbie had Mike in a chokehold, using Mike as a barrier. So if someone got shot, Mike would probably be the one to get shot.
Stop! No, Willis! All right. Stop! No!
Still unsure whether the Browers could detonate an explosive device, SWAT cannot risk moving in to make an arrest.
My first thought was, all this for nothing, they're going to kill Mike now. You know, the credibility and the trust and the rapport that you've built over the last how many hours, all this for nothing.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
We came out there with good faith, guys. See, you've broken his trust.
Okay.
Hold on.
It's over with. Okay? No more negotiation. You got 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, the goddamn the clock starts ticking.
Robbie.
You burned the goddamn bridge.
Robbie.
You burned the bridge.
Robbie, I don't know what happened.
What happened? You don't know what happened?
No, ma'am.
Where were you? Weren't you in charge of this? Wait a minute. I want to know what the hell happened.
I thought to myself, you know what? I spent all this time building up this rapport and this trust, and I felt like it was more forgivable to blame myself. So I said, look, this was the Savannah SWAT team. I'm a negotiator with the Georgia State Patrol, 2 different departments. It was a communication that had failed, and it was my fault.
Okay, now I want feds up in here. Okay, bring on the feds.
All right.
Hold the rest of that boat.
Calm down.
Okay, now bring the feds.
Calm down.
Okay, we're trying it there, Wayne.
All right.
Okay, well they trying to us.
Okay, calm down, please. We don't need you to have a heart attack.
Another worry for me when they got back into the building was, although they had given up some bomb-making materials, they're going to blow that office building up now.
Okay, I ain't comfortable with nothing no more, y'all. You gave me your word, we went through it, we went over it and over it, and I've tried to show good faith that I ain't about it. But I tell you what, it seems like that's all y'all know, so I'm fixing to give you a demonstration of how violent I can be when I throw folks. Don't shout at me! Do you know you could have hit my wife?
Robbie.
So that little Mr. Nice Guy went out the door with that stunt. Okay, now when we open this door and anybody shoots anything at me, I'm going to take a walk on the wild side. You understand me?
Right, I understand.
Okay, I'm tired of playing games. Okay, this is my life. This is my daughter's life. And if y'all want to kill me, okay, it will be a war.
Were they going to just say, you know what, to heck with it, we're just going to take everyone out and we're going to blow the building up?
He's trying to get out of aggressive mode here. Okay?
Right, I understand that, but I just need to let you know that we're probably about to get out of here. The entire FBI team's here, and they're going to take over in a couple of minutes. I don't want you to blow everything we talked about because you didn't want to come out 10 minutes earlier.
We had that in our favor, that they did believe that if it was a federal case, that they would serve more time with federal charges.
The hostage takers seem desperate to avoid facing federal charges, but the Browers insist that they'll only surrender if Andy is there to meet them.
They said this is the only way we'll come out is if we give ourselves up to you. When they said that, I remember turning around and looking over my right shoulder at our SWAT commander, Captain Bill Bryant, and asking him, what do you think? And his words were, yes, but you're going to put your vest on.
Ordinarily, you don't introduce negotiators into an arrest. In this particular case, due to the situation, the decision was made to do so.
Hi, Andy.
Hey, Mike, you doing okay?
We can't have mishaps like that, man. We can't have nervous people. We got to be professionals here.
This time, I'm going to go out, and it's going to be me.
Okay.
It'll be me, it'll be Lovitz, and it'll be one of our other officers. He's going to be standing behind me. A couple of arm lengths, no weapons drawn.
Okay.
You have my word.
Okay.
I'm scared for Connie.
Right.
I don't want her to suffer.
She's going to be
fine.
And I'm
You are
here
too.
for Michael.
Right.
Michael and Robbie, actually.
Right. Well, you know, that's love. And it's all going to play out just fine.
Don't hurt Connie.
No, we won't.
And don't you hurt Robbie either.
We won't. And I'll see you guys in just a minute, okay?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.
I was concerned. We didn't know for sure about guns or knives. You're hanging your hat on his credibility and good progress you've made to that point. But still, this guy has a criminal past. We know what he's capable of. So, yeah, it was kind of like all bets are off again. We didn't know if they walked outside, if they were going to implode themselves along with me and set off the device.
Okay. All right, ready. I felt like at that moment I was going to die.
Get your hands up. Come on out.
I look up, and there's a gentleman standing there in fatigues, and there's a lady with him, and I don't recognize them, and I say, "What's going on? Who is this? Do you have an appointment?" And then he says, "I'm Robbie Brower, and today you are here to meet your maker." He had, if I recall, a knife in some sort of kerosene-looking homemade contraption that was like a bottle that he poured gas in and had like cloth coming out. He orders me to get on my knees and turn against the wall. And at that point, I feel like, oh gosh, I'm 40 years old and this is how I'm going to die. He puts me in a rolling office chair and he tapes me up, and all I thought about is, how in the heck can I get out of this? And at that point, I'm just doing what I got to do to comply. You know, we've been there for 6, 7, 8 hours, who knows how long. And so I'm like, I may make a run for this at some point. I had broken free of the tape, and I decide to run down the hall to escape. I get all the way down the hall, then the last door where my office is, I go to shut it, and they kick it, knock it down, and then the two of them attacked me. And then he draws the knife on me, and then that's where I back off. And then so I'm laying on the ground there, and I'm like, oh no, that attempt has failed. What's going to happen? At some point, he pulls me up, and I'm like, Robbie, I am still a lawyer, and I can be your ally here, and I can help you. And I just went into survival mode, because what good is panicking going to do? When we attempt to surrender, I'm sitting there semi on the ground with his arm around my neck. I felt like at that moment I was going to die.
Stop. No, Robin.
After the first surrender was unsuccessful, and I think I went to spirituality and making peace with death. At that moment in time, I knew my hand was better than Robbie's. I knew that I was stronger mentally and emotionally and physically than he was. He was a beaten man. We get back on the phone, and then I say, we're going to come out exactly like we had planned the first time, and this is what's going to happen.
Come out with your hands up, above your head. Everybody can see you. Keep your hands up. Come on out into the road.
I'd spoken to both Robbie and Connie before they came out. I told them, I said, Robbie, when I come out there, I'm going to look you in the eye, I'm going to shake your hand and thank you for doing the right thing. And then I'm going to put you in handcuffs.
With the suspects detained, police safely destroyed the Browers' devices.
Once Connie and Robbie were taken away, and it was just a sense of relief. And I saw my father, and that's when I broke down. It was just like all the adrenaline and survival emotion and all of that sort of just went away. And it went to just a sense of gratefulness and relief. I mean, I had an angel on my side, no doubt.
Gone through it a dozen times. Mike could have easily gotten killed.
What made the difference between life and death in this incident is the hard work and dedication and stick-to-itiveness of the negotiators in this case. They did a magnificent job, and I can't say enough about the work they did that night to bring this to a peaceful resolution.
Almost a high kind of feeling. You know, it was an emotional high. Everyone did their jobs that day. And I think, in a nutshell, that's how it ended well, because everyone did what they were supposed to.
It forever changed my life. I tried to put it behind me and move forward in my life. That day made me a better human being. And I was forever grateful for being alive.
Robbie and Connie Brower were found guilty of several felony offenses, including 4 counts of kidnapping and 2 counts of terroristic threats. Robbie Brower was sentenced to 85 years in prison and Connie to 65 years. Robbie Brower died in 2020. This season on Hostage 911.
All Salem officers, stay away from that house. Do nothing to antagonize that individual. All I had to do was shoot into that crowd. I hit somebody.
When innocent people are taken hostage.
Asked if he would release the children, and he said, no one's leaving.
Seconds count.
We have an armed person, multiple rifles, and we are in the room with him.
As a negotiator, you're trying to gain trust. When I'm talking to you, it's you and me.
It becomes a psychological warfare.
He was looking for somebody to save him. I made a tactical decision to take advantage.
Exclusive access to heart-stopping action.
I gotta know what's going on in there.
Things change, they change quickly.
He said, I'm going to kill all the hostages.
Chad, don't hurt anybody.